The Cop30 summit in Brazil has wrapped up with a mixed outcome. The agreement has left several nations disappointed as there is no plan to tackle fossil fuels. Well, while the UN climate talks have reached a deal to triple funding for vulnerable countries to adapt to climate disasters, aiming for $120 billion by 2035, it omits explicit plans to phase out fossil fuels. However, following the adoption of the deal, Cop30 President Andre Correa de Lago pledged to create voluntary roadmaps to phase out fossil fuel and stop deforestation. As delegates applauded the Cop30 deal's approval, disgruntled nations voiced objections. Cop30 President briefly halted the session to diffuse tensions. Colombia's Daniela Duran Gonzalez criticized the omission of emission cuts and temperature targets, accusing the host that the Cop of Truth can't ignore science. EU, Latin American nations and Canada slammed the deal as unclear and unworkable, alleging that their concerns were lopsided.
The Cop of the Truth cannot support an outcome that ignores science. According to the IPCC, nearly 75% of global CO2 emissions come from fossil fuels. There is no mitigation if we cannot discuss transitioning away from fossil fuels with means of implementation in a just, orderly, and equitable manner. And the mitigation work program needs this space so we can actually talk about mitigation within the UNFCCC.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres hailed the deal as proof that nations can unite to tackle global crisis, but warned that Cop30 didn't deliver enough. He emphasized that the gap between where we are and what science demands remains dangerously wide, and also added that he will continue to push for higher ambition and greater solidarity. Some countries offered cautious praise, framing it as a balanced compromise amid geopolitical divides, while South African President Cyril Ramaphosa congratulated UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. India, meanwhile, welcomed the Cop30 climate deal as meaningful, praising the Brazilian presidency for striking a delicate balance on contentious issues.